Good morning, scholars. Today we're going to continue our analysis of the Heracles Furens with lines 25 to 30. Okay. Geron dedetis estin Kadmeion logos, hos ein paros diakes tis eunetor Lycus, tein ἐπτάπυργον tein de desposdon polen, to λευκοπώλω πριν τυράννε στάιτονος, Amphion de Zethus ἐκγονο Dirce. Again. Geron dedetis estin Kadmeion logos, hos ein paros diakes tis eunetor Lycus, tein ἐπτάπυργον tein de desposdon polen, to λευκοπώλω πριν τυράννε στάιτονος, Amphion de Zethus ἐκγονο Dirce. Okay. So, beginning with our first line, Geron, of course, is ode, and Geron Kadmeion logos, an ode tale of the Cadmeans. Dede, the collocation of particles, is somewhat like, of course, as you know, Geron dedetis estin Kadmeion logos, and obviously the Kadmeion is a genitive of possession or belonging. It's a story that's told by the Cadmeans, and that's pretty straightforward. Everyone should be familiar with that use of the genitive, but here you have Smythe 1297 and 98 to remind you of it. Okay, and then there's paros, an adverb of time, formerly, erstwise, or erst, and eunetor, husband or bedfellow. Hos ein paros diakes tis eunetor Lycus. Okay, Geron dedetis estin Kadmeion logos, hos ein paros diakes tis eunetor Lycus. So who was this Dirce? Dirce was the wife of Lycus, the king of Thebes, whose cruelties to his divorced wife, Antiope, so excited her sons that they tied her to the tail of a bull, which dragged her over rocks and precipices until the gods changed her into a fountain near Thebes. Okay. She's the wife of Lycus, and we'll meet her two sons, the two sons of Antiope, who tied her up to the tail of the bull in a moment. So then we have ἐπτάπυργος, and it's a os on adjective because it's a compound one. And desposdon polen. Note that with the accusative object, desposdon means to lord it over, to be high-handed in one's ruling. Whereas with the genitive, it simply carries the meaning of the more neutral, to be lord or master of. So, tein ἐπτάπυργον tein de desposdon polen. And so the ἐπτάπυργον tein de polen is obviously, of course, Thebes. Okay. To λευκοπώλω, those two white coats, and this is example of the dual ending because we're referring to two brothers. And here you have the dual endings of the second declension, as is always the case. The dual has the same endings for the nominative, the accusative, and the vocative, and then a different set of identical endings for the genitive and the dative. So they're pretty easy to learn and spot. Okay, so to λευκοπώλω, the two white coats, those two white coats. Okay, and that's the epithet of, as we'll see. Prin is a conjunction which means before ere sooner than, but the A is often omitted, as in this case, in which case pren becomes a conjunction. The antecedent clause can also have pren, blah, 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 etc., etc. It is constructed with the infinitive, which is what we have here. To leucopolo pren, terane stai tonos. So before, or earlier than, those two white coats ruled the land. And here we have terane stai, and remember, the notion of a tyrant did not have the connotation that it does in modern times. In ancient Greece, tyrannos was just more often a popular leader who ruled on the behalf of the people, and it didn't have that insidious, evil connotation that's associated with it now. So, to leucopolo pren, tyrannos stai tonos. Then, ede, Amphion edes deton ἐκγόνο Dios. So, ede is a particle meaning equivalent to kai. It's an epicism, supposedly rare in tragedy. You won't see it very often in tragedy, but you will see it in the Iliad. So in the bit from Book 1, hoi prosten hama trapen ede genonto, speaking of the generations, the many generations who'd been raised and born and raised before, that Nestor had outlived in his long age. Okay, so Amphion ede steton ἐκγόνο Dios, and of course Amphion, you see the elided alpha before the eta. Okay, so who was Amphion? Amphion was a son of Jupiter and Antiope, who, together with his twin brother Zethus, marched against Thebes and inflicted vengeance on Lycus and his wife Dirce, because Lycus had repudiated their mother Antiope. He was so skillful in music that he is said to have built the walls of Thebes by the sound of his lyre. He committed suicide through grief at the melancholy of his wife Niobe and her children. The fable relative to the building of the walls of Thebes by the sound of the lyre may be explained by the old Dorian and Aeolian custom of erecting the walls of cities to the sound of musical instruments. Okay, so there we have Amphion and Zethus. It's very, Plato demonstrates a very witty use of this pair of mythological figures in his Gorgias, his work on what is rhetoric. If anyone cares to look that up, it's rather amusing to compare with the more traditional handling of a Greek tragedian like Euripides. Okay, so, and Zethus was the son of Jupiter and Antiope, the twin brother of Amphion, his coadjutor in the building of Thebes. As he did not share, however, his brother's predilection for music, their good feeling was interrupted. Both are termed the white-horsed Dioscuri of Boeotia, and that's what we have here, leucopoloi, the white horse, Dioscuri, the white horse ones. Okay? Good. And here is a photograph of a fresco from the southern Italian site, the ruins of Pompeii, that show Amphion and Zethus wreaking their vengeance on Dirce. You can see the bull kind of faintly back there, that they apparently tied her to its tail. Okay, so Amphion edes deton ἔκγονο Dios. So an ἔκγονος, ἐκγονον, adjective meaning born of, sprung from. So ἐκγονος theos, it takes the dative. Ἐκγονος theos, born from, sprung from Zeus. As a substantive, it means child, son, daughter, and in the plural, descendants. So we've seen this form, Deos, Amphion, Edes, Deton, ἐκγονο Deos, that I thought I would direct folks to Smythe 285, where he fully displays the irregular forms of the noun Zeus, along with all the other irregularly formed nouns. This is a very good section and list of words to appraise oneself of, since they are genuinely irregular. Okay, so geron dedetis estin Kαδmείω λόγος, hos ein paros Dirce tis eunetor Lycus, ten ἐπτάπυργον ten de despos don pollen, to λευκοπώλω πριν τυράννες τιτανός, Amphion ede staton, ἐκγονο Deos. Okay, I'll do it more slowly, so you can repeat after me. Geron dedetis estin Kadmείω λόγος, hos ein paros Dirce tis eunetor Lycus, ten ἐπτάπυργον ten de despos don pollen, to λευκοπώλω πριν τυράννες τιτανός, Amphion edes Deton, ἐκγονο Deos. Okay, one last time. Geron dedetis estin Kadmείω λόγος, hos ein paros Dirce tis eunetor Lycus, ten ἐπτάπυργον ten de despos don pollen, to λευκοπώλω πριν τυράννες τιτανός, Amphion edes Deton, ἐκγονο Dios. Okay, so as always, leave a question if you have any in the comment box, anything that I haven't covered. You might tell me whether you enjoy and think it's useful the change I've made of actually trying to put the line relevant to the vocabulary at the bottom of the page so you don't lose track of that. I know it's hard to keep both in the memory. So let me know if that's helpful. I'll probably continue doing it unless people tell me it's a distraction. So please do subscribe and hit the notification bell, and I'll see you soon. Continue to work hard and have a good day. Bye-bye.